Welcome back to Croft. This is the Shannon's Holdings Rallycross Superprix, and a chance to catch up with one or two other winners over the weekend. The Super Series 2000 final was won by Glenn Christian Sorensen's Ford Puma, fending off Gary Dixon and Paul Buckmaster, while Steve Heppenstall was the man to beat in the stock hatch category. He came home victorious ahead of Ian Horn and Tony Lynch. But one of the best battles of the weekend came in the Junior Rallycross Series, where Ben Power and Ben Rennison battled up to the last corner, leaning on one another, and it was Ben Power who was just able to keep Rennison at bay and celebrated with his own brand of donut. The Supernational final about to get underway. The Volvo of Urban Begstrom there on the front of the grid, and this is the opposition, the Lotus Exige of Dave Bellamy lining up with him. And these two have proved to be very, very rapid all weekend. But also in this, you have Herbjorn Haug, the wild thing as he's known with the Mercedes, who won the two-wheel drive trophy yesterday. He could be a factor in this as we are about to go racing them. The Supernational final is go. Good start by Bellamy on the outside of the grid. Slowish start by Kim Steinholtz's car as they go down towards Clervaux Corner for the first time. Is it going to be the Lotus or the much bigger Volvo that grabs the lead? Bellamy on the outside, charging up on the inside though, goes Urban Begstrom. Bergstrom takes over the lead then. Bellamy's second and looking for a way through, but that was a really brave effort by Bergstrom up on the inside to grab the advantage. In all sorts of trouble at the back of the grid there was Julian Godfrey getting all sideways, but up front it's still Urban Bergstrom then in the lead of the race. He's got Dave Bellamy going after him in the Lotus. They head onto the loose section of the circuit now for the first time. The Lotus almost dwarfed by the Volvo ahead of it, and Bergstrom just being able to maintain the advantage as Bellamy now challenges on the outside as they get to the hairpin. Is he going to work for him? No, it's not. He's going to have to duck in behind. There's a little bit of tarmac there they can use, and in all sorts of trouble there is Kim Steinholtz. He made a slow start, and now it looks as though Steinholtz is going no further in the race either. Across the tarmac, over the start and finish line, down towards Clervaux Corner. Very heavy braking here. The nose pitches down on the Volvo up front of Urban Bergstrom, but Dave Bellamy is right on his tail. Now, can he find a way through? Bellamy looking on the outside then as they power their way up through Hawthorne and then onto the loose section of the circuit. There's the wild thing, in other words, Herbjorn Haug, with what's left of his very spectacular Mercedes C290. He has driven that car very hard all weekend, as you can see, and it's looking very battle-scarred indeed. As round the outside comes Bellamy. Is this going to give him the lead? No, it's not, because Bergstrom barges up the inside, shoulders him out of the way, they touch again. The Volvo, it's a much bigger car, it's in the lead of the race once again. Urban Bergstrom then leads as they come over the line. Past the checkered flag point. We're not ready for that just yet, because this is still a great battle going on for honours. Bergstrom versus Dave Bellamy, and the Brit wants a win on home ground, as it were, here, but Urban Bergstrom has driven really well so far to keep him at bay. This is the last lap, and again Bellamy is challenging on the inside. This time at Hawthorne's, can he go through? Gets right up alongside, there's contact between the pair of them. Very sideways goes Bellamy there, almost making solid contact with the back of the car. I think he had to pitch it sideways to avoid doing just that. As they bounce their way across the loose once again, Dave Bellamy is running out of options. Can Bergstrom hang on in there for just one more corner? He's managed to keep Bellamy at bay race long. Is he going to be able to do it? Up to the checkered flag, he goes a bit wide. Bellamy squeezes up the inside and he grabs the lead. Fantastic. Bellamy gets his nose in front of the last corner. Bergstrom fights back, but Dave Bellamy wins a tremendous race, and he's absolutely delighted. Urban Bergstrom finishes second, and that could hardly have been closer between the pair. It was decided at the last corner, and this is Bellamy's moment early on. Of course, on that last lap, he had to get a bit sideways, I think, to avoid thumping the back of Bergstrom's car. That lost him a little bit of time, but undaunted, he fought back and up towards the hairpin. Have a look at this. On the outside he goes. Bergstrom brakes as late as he dares, and that means that he locks up a little, he runs wide, he gets sideways, he loses momentum, and Bellamy goes through, despite the fact that Bergstrom bounces off him a couple of times. Bellamy takes the flag. He's being cheered on by everybody there, including the fans as well as the marshals, and both of them celebrate in style. But it's a win for Dave Bellamy at the end of the Supernational final here at the Rallycross Superprix. Urban Bergstrom finishing second, Stan Egil Jensen is third ahead of Herbjorn Haug, and Mike Seller comes home fifth.
I didn't know Volvo could be so wide. I give it everything. I went inside, outside, and he just kept shutting the door, and I think the pressure, he made a very slight mistake at the end, and we sneaked through, thank goodness. I'm lost for words. It was absolutely fantastic. It was the best race I've had in a long time, if not ever. It was a real gent to race with, Urban, and he was the first to congratulate me. I'm made up.